Hey, good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sherry and I do a daily twin flame reading. If you're drawn to this video, have faith and trust there's a message you're meant to hear. If this reading resonates with you, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you like the content I create, feel free to subscribe. So spirits, can we please have your highest and best messages for the twin flames? Okay, so first of all, I feel there's a divine feminine here who is making a decision, and your angels are encouraging you to slow down and take your time and don't do anything hasty. Do not act in haste. Make sure that you understand the consequences of your decision before you make it. Think it through all the way, and feel it through all the way to make sure that you're making the right decision for yourself. Integrity in reverse. The Two of Fire is willpower. So you've been trying to be really strong in this situation that you're in right now, Divine Feminine. You have been feeling unhappy, like you're not living in accordance with what your heart desires, with what your higher self desires. You have been forced into this situation. You've been forced to prolong this situation. For whatever reason, there's been an intense need for you to continue this relationship or this commitment, job maybe, but you've done what you've needed to do, and things are changing for you now. It feels like you can't live with it any longer. It's like you've been there as long as you can be, and you're ready to move on. You're ready to look up and pay attention to your spirit. You're not so interested with things of this world, this dimension. It's like you have made some great realization recently that the more important, your priority, you are realizing that your priority is not here on this earth. Your priority right now is getting in tune with your own spirit and figuring out what it is you need to do that's going to fill that void within you, aside from loving yourself, because learning to love yourself will absolutely fill that void. And once you don't feel that gaping hole anymore, once that's filled, it's like you don't have to worry about that anymore. It's not even on your radar anymore, and you just move on. And it's not like you're sitting there like, oh, I love myself, I love myself. It's just, you're not sitting there thinking, oh, these terrible things. You know, you're such a loser, you're whatever. All these, you're ugly, you're blah, blah, blah. All that crap goes away and you can just be. You don't even have to you don't have to call it anything. Just be. Just live with yourself and be accepting of who you are. Anyway, I think that's me going off on a tangent. The Eight of Earth in reverse. So your spirit has been topsy-turvy and you're ready to start a new practice, thinking of abundance, working through your pain and working to free your spirit. I feel like it would help you to get outside. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have now put myself in my happy place with my greenery, my plants. The energy that I get from these plants is amazing. I talk to them and all kinds of stuff. They all have names and whatever, but I mean, they all have a spirit. They're all alive. So to me, it just makes sense. But some people might think that's a little crazy, but whatever. That's fine. I don't. I think it's quite sane. Okay. So get out into your happy place. And a lot of times as human beings, we're not, you know, when man began, it's not like we were born in houses with heaters and furnaces and windows and doors and this kind of thing. We weren't born with a corner store on, a couple blocks away and a vehicle to drive to the grocery store to get our food. Without technology, we are outside. Back to basics. Basics, like very, very basic. We are outdoors. That is ultimately where we can be ourselves the best. It's where we can connect with nature and connect with something more than whatever, like this technology and all this stuff is great, of course. I mean, that's how we're thriving, right? I mean, here winter's coming and we would die if we didn't have shelter, and this type of shelter, like with a furnace, right? So I mean, we might not die, but we'd have clothes and stuff. Anyway, that's besides the point. My point is that getting outside, getting back to nature is ultimately going to help you free your spirit. Watch the birds. I'm getting, I guess ever since I had my bird, I feel like a connection with them now. Not that I understand them, because really it's hard to read a bird. They're pretty stone-faced. But to be honest, I could actually tell when my little snowbell was happy. Sometimes it was very sweet, but that could have just been me projecting too. I don't know, but she seemed very happy at certain times. So look to the birds. Look to the bunnies that are outside. Like, you can watch the cycle of life when you're out there. It's going to free your mind. There's something to be said for, crafting and exercising and doing those kind of things, reading, dancing, all that stuff. But even better, do it outside. Or just go outside to begin with, or make sure that you take time to go outside and appreciate the fact that you can even do that. I would imagine, and of course, there's people in the world who can't just go outside and enjoy the sky because they're at risk of being shot or whatever, right? Like, really appreciate what you have, where we are, where you are. If you're able to go out on your front step and freely take a deep breath and look at the sun and the sky, oh my gosh, do not take that for granted. It's hard not to, especially if you've never left your own country and you don't understand what it's like, you know, in a third world country. It can be pretty scary. And I mean, I was, I don't know if it's a third world country, but my dad had work in Libya. And so I know what it's like to be in a country where you don't necessarily feel safe to stand on your doorstep, especially as a woman. So be very grateful and take advantage of the fact that you can do that. I mean, it's immeasurable, okay? And if you truly realize that, that will sort of already help to lighten your spirit, because you are really in a great place if you can do that. I feel like there's love coming in here. I feel like you are starting to realize and starting to work with being the star of your own show, the star of your own movie. I see a lot of freedom here. I see a lot of emotions coming out. There is some pain that you're working through. You're learning to trust yourself. You're not even worried about finances and that kind of thing. There's more important things on the table right now. And having said that, again, do not make any decisions in haste. You need to really think through what it is you're going to be doing here, what your decision is as to what you're going to do. And the decision is usually, well, it feels like in this case, should I stay or should I go? I hear the clash, and it's a emotional torment. And when I say that I feel love coming in here, I feel like that's a love. Well, it could be a love of a human being, and like another spirit coming in. It could be a love for yourself. It could be that you're going to find what it is that you love to do, what you want, or what your purpose is in life. And I feel like that's coming. The Father of Earth. This makes me think, see, he's got like a pot of, and it could be wheat, but it looks like gold. And he's got a pot of gold. He's content. And he looks like he's found his purpose. I don't know. To me, he looks like he's found his purpose. And so I feel like this is going to happen for you. And I feel like it's going to happen in the next, I don't know, next couple of weeks or so. You need to be patient, and you need to really think things through before you make any decisions. Think about how the decisions you make affect the balance in your life. How will it change things? How will it make things better? Think about some boundaries. Think about, what you'll accept and what you won't. And go with that. And don't be afraid to go with that. If somebody doesn't like what you're about, they don't have to hang around. Nobody's holding a gun to their head. Like, whatever. If you don't want to be around me, that's fine. Later. Like, whatever. Why are you still here then? You know? So, yeah, don't worry about that kind of stuff. All right. Let's see what our ancestors have to say about this whole thing and see if we can get some guidance for our day. The ancestor of hope. I like it. I'm the ancestor of hope. I bring light into the darkest places and offer strength and support in times of greatest need. Whoever walks with me at their side is able to draw upon the deep well of enduring hopefulness, which overflows with the wisdom of understanding and acceptance, and offers the cure for all sorrows. Look ahead and you will see the triumph that you seek. Do not look back, for there lies only the lost moments of your life. One of the hundreds of horses painted on cave walls, this image embodies the vital energy typical of that species. It represents hope, the essential driving force that carries us forward, as the horse itself has done throughout the ages in times of darkness and despair. It is when we feel farthest from hope that we need it most, and this is when the ancestor of hope holds out to us a light in the most shadowy places. Its flame transcends both fear and longing, offering instead a deep understanding of our inner destiny that will lift and carry us when we need it most. This card can be interpreted as hope in the darkest hour, support and generosity, the ability to see beyond trials, the strength to seek a positive outcome, and energy to move forward. And I feel persistence. Don't give up. Keep going. You will find what you're looking for. If you need guidance, ask the question. Ask your ancestors, ask your angels, whoever you feel comfortable asking, and then sit and wait for the answers. I hope you have an amazing day, you guys. Keep breathing. I love you. Namaste.